All right. Here we are. Another futuristic conversation with Pele. Me and my girl. This is Katie Shasky and Pele. Which I don't know what last names you like to use. So
Right now it's comma, but in
uh,
January it's not Wadi. He's probably
oh,
laughing at me right now, like, "Oh yeah, girl. See, I didn't even tell you, so I'm about to squeeze myself in here." I'm getting married in January, and you're invited.
congratulations. I'm
Thank
so
you. I
excited.
was keeping it secret for as long as I could. He's a 352. I'm sorry. Hi everyone. Just saying
That's
about
a
me.
bomb. I'm so excited for you. That
Thank you,
sounds like
darling.
a great time.
Hey,
Which state in Africa are you doing it?
January 28th is the official date for on paper. January
Okay.
30th is the ceremony and wedding everybody's invited to.
Which country in Africa?
Rwanda. Oh, sorry.
One.
Rwanda. Uh-huh. That's his home
Okay.
country.
Oh,
Same
very
country I'm moving to.
exciting.
That's the same country you come into.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
We're
And
talking future right here, y'all. This is future talks.
Rwanda's already one of my favorite coffee beans to drink. So
Yes. Oh, you're gonna
I'm
have a
I'm
blast.
already there.
Girl, we could just go to the coffee fields.
Mm.
Girl, get fresh coffee straight out. They
I
have
mean,
tea too. Next door is Kenya, and they grow a lot of.
every I love Kenyan, I love Ethiopian, I love Rwandan coffees.
Oh,
Like
we gotta
African,
go. We need to go to Ethiopia because I heard they're the best coffee. They were
yeah,
the pioneers of coffee. Was
just
Ethiopia?
the I got Ethiopian coffee for myself for Christmas and my sister because to me it's the pinnacle of coffee varieties. Like I
I'm
got
gonna
is
live vicariously through you. I'm gonna smell it, but I can't drink it. You know what I mean?
that's tragic. I mean, not you couldn't even
No,
swirl and spit. Like
oh,
wine tasting, you couldn't swirl and spit. It's you're like allergic,
no.
allergic.
I could drink the water, but God was like, "Oh, this one right here, no." Oh, but I could smoke.
Hey, at least he didn't take everything away from you.
Right.
So like I am wanting to like bullshit about these herbal blends that you've been making because
You know
I
what? You need to just give me
enjoy
your address and let me send you the fucking blend. Yeah, I'll send you a blend, boo.
yeah, I'm down. I enjoy smoking, but I don't always want to be high,
Yeah, and yeah, I got you.
you know?
I got you, and I'll put some different flowers in there for you. Unless you have a preference, I put roses. I put
Uh,
roses in there, rose petals. I put what you call chamomile. Unless you know what I mean. I could put a little bit of lavender, or you want me
no.
to just
I love
razzle?
all that.
You
I
want me
have
to razzle dazzle? Okay.
no problems with any of those things, or I just don't know. I know about those things as teas, but I don't think I've ever like I've put like lavender and rose in joints before, but I've never
Ooh.
made like an herbal blend with a, a bunch of other stuff in it. So
No.
everybody has their different blends, and I'm curious how you like to roll. That's all.
Yeah, I don't roll a lot of weed. I wish I could, but I can't handle it like you can. Because once I have a little bit of weed in my system, baby, I become one with the weed. I don't move. It
Oh,
tranquilizes me. I'm like, huh? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Ah,
you
but
got a
it's good for if
sensitive
I wanted to go to
system.
bed, the weed would work so well. But you being a Manny Jen and your tolerance, girl, you are a G.
I'm
But
just I got all those centers always
yeah,
cooking at all times, and it just I don't know.
I have
Not everything
questions.
I can do.
So I have questions for my girls now.
I'm ready. I might be
Okay,
clipping my nails, but I'm ready. Always
I got you,
ready.
girl. Um, so any current events and futuristic thought about what's going on now that's going to lead us into the next few years that you have any ponderances or thoughts about?
Well, my handicap here is I don't really pay attention to current events
Okay.
in general. But I do know what the group chats are talking about, and I was just having you know, a peek in one of my group chats where a Scorpio friend of mine is talking about how he's prepping and how many gallons of gas he has and how he's training himself to enjoy eating food out of cans and how he's gathering supplies. And while I don't believe that that's necessarily wrong for him to be doing in his spirit, he's following what he thinks he needs to do. Um, it made me reflect verbally. He'd been talking about it for like 3 days now, and I've just been not in the chat. I've been ignoring commenting because my spirit is turned off to that. It's a carryover from Y2K and how my mom was prepping. She got thousands and thousands of dollars worth of grains and put them all in trash cans in the front yard. I don't know why she picked trash cans.
Did not look like this, but goddamn, that's a lot.
Trust me, let me tell you,
You
it was
y'all like y'all were cows about to eat all that grain.
Well, we were vegetarian growing up, remember? So she was got mung beans and so much, I mean, stuff she didn't even know how to cook that she got because she knew it was sustainable and she could store it for a long time and it was nutritionally dense. So she got all this crap and doom prep thousands of dollars, and we all stood outside praying on December 31st, New Year's Eve, waiting for the city to shut down grid by grid, and it never happened. And all of those thousands of dollars worth of grains and all the storage stuff that she had for eating wound up turning into silage over time. And so like 10 years or so down the road, maybe not even that, everything had to be removed because she was growing mealworms instead. So I'm just have this big like childhood trauma about this prepping mentality because not only were we dragged through that for Y2K, we also had the doomsday sayers for 2012, and now we're having people talking about this thing. And that's one of the current events that people are getting locked up and whipped up about, and their scope is too wide for. So I would say my senses are that you can choose how to feel. If we die, we die. None of this preparation is going to save you if somebody intends to take your life away from you. So
especially nuclear.
For real. Like what is it going to really do for you other than make your last days fucking miserable? Give you some illusion of control perhaps, but is it really giving you all of that you're desiring? No, not really. You're not safer. You're just prepping. You just have the stuff. And it's too much like hoarding. It's too strange, too panicked, and it's not a abundance mindset. It's a restriction, like lack thing that I'm not interested in fucking with. So it's not just a personal thing, but I feel like globally that's not the best mindset to be having.
It's not really gonna matter, huh?
It's not gonna help anybody to do any of that.
Just go where you want to go.
Yeah, if you want to travel, get out, get the fuck where you feel safer. But in the end, like, it doesn't really matter if it's nuclear, and what are you gonna, what kind of life are you living? Are you fixated on dying or living hard and stressful? Or are you trying to grow an abundance mindset where no weapons formed against you shall prosper? Even if you die, you have something in here that is everlasting. So what are you doing about your soul? Are you is your mindset good? Like, are you living in accordance with your spirit? Are you going to be proud of the stuff you left behind? Like,
I have a question for you, Katie.
What are we doing here? Yeah.
This is futuristic talk. Since we're talking futuristic, it's kind of personal, but it's real and it's involving you. Real quick. So if me and my guy decide to travel China and shit like that, would you like to, like, you know what I'm saying? Would you like to stay at the spot the entire time while we're going?
Like house sit?
Rwanda. I don't like to call it house sit, but you could just sit back and chill and go all around Rwanda because he travels a lot for business. And I was like, okay, he wants me there. I'm like, all right, I'll go. But for the most part, I know we're going to be doing some things personally. I was just wondering, futuristically, you need to ride your wave. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share it with you now. So you ride your wave to clarity for at least for the next few months or whatever till it comes up. But I was just wondering, I wouldn't call it house sit. You could just chill. Would you like to chill?
It sounds ideal.
Okay, that was it.
I'm nervous because it's like a world I've never been to before, but
You won't be alone. You have bodyguards. Like my son and my nephew are going to be there. So nephew is 6'10", son is 6'4". One's an Aries, the other's an Aquarius, and nah. I just wanted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, audience.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Just know like, that Katie will be there. You'll have your own room and your own bedroom and your own bathroom.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Sorry.
Why not?
Back to my girl Katie.
Why not?
Can I respond to what you said, girl?
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. I love the way that you're thinking right now. Because my view is survival, but for you to bring that perspective, and I was like, personal perspective, I was like, she's fucking right. That's an alien ass perspective. I was like, you know what? Katie, you the shit. You know what? And this is the difference between talking to a strategic mind and a receptive mind. I pulled that out from a psychic, futuristic, receptive mind. And she basically told my strategic ass and all you strategic motherfuckers out there, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your shit for nothing. Okay.
You can't take it with you.
Katie, it sounds so simple, but that is like the most powerful shit you said in a good while. One of the most powerful shit you said in a good while, because I'm talking to the future here. Again, you're the future in limbs. You feel me?
We have so many examples. If we look to the past at all, this one, I do like history. I don't live there in my head, but I enjoy looking at buildings. Abandoned buildings are something that just catch my attention, like abandoned properties, especially hotels.
Okay.
Big transient spaces that had a lot of energy poured into them at one point.
That and you can bring the markets to.
Now, but then also beyond that, like the nature just takes it back when we're not there. The abandoned aspect of having these buildings that we once cared about are just it's just an empty vessel, and now nature is taking over. It's just, and then you can all these urban explorers going in there looking at all the stuff and like recording it, and it's just something about the past that captures my attention. But something about the past that we can take into the future is we forget how short life truly is, and we get caught up in building things more often than not we don't even get to enjoy. A lot of these people build their dream, quote unquote, homes and then die.
Trash.
Or they never even get to move in because something else happens.
Yeah.
So usually it's the economy changing, and like general societal priorities change. So we get so stuck in trying to build our own monoliths that never stand.
Yeah.
It's something that we really need to look at inside of ourselves. It's not just the hoarding aspect of the survival with the possibility of world wars. It's in general, we look at, I'm not saying it's bad to want big giant grandiosity and making a mark, but
it's not about that shit no more.
I think society's in a different spot. We have had these monoliths and these giant buildings in the past, but we really have a lot of that falling away. We're having to answer for our souls and who we are and what it is we're building within more than the architecture.
You're right.
We've cheapened architecture to a point where it is flimsy. Most of it has black mold.
It's weak as fuck. Yes.
It's dangerous to our health the way we live in these dwellings. And we're, Kanye West is a good example of somebody that's trying to bring over alternative livings here. And I don't know if he actually succeeded, but he was trying to build eco bubble houses or something in Calabasas. And
they probably shut that shit down.
Probably. It's too controversial. He had a lot of money problems too, so I'm pretty sure there was a little this and a little that. But
oh damn, I didn't know that was a problem.
We see how flimsy these buildings are when fires happen or other natural disasters, natural or unnatural, depending what side of the fence you're on that. But I feel like the way we build homes is like you're right on the leading edge there with the
rammed earth and eco.
I didn't want to use the wrong term, but rammed earth. I see a lot of
homes,
clay floors in the future. We're going to be bringing back in really old techniques because of in modern building, and they do not stand up to things. So I feel like a lot of the big builders are going to have clapbacks because they've been building things unhealthily for extremely long time. And I don't know that this is going to even be in the next 10 years because it'll take a lot of time to dismantle certain things about
probably building small society. Probably building bubbles.
It's beginning to become a huge class action lawsuit first, and then things will have to change down the road. But there's a lot of things that we've been tolerating that have been planned obsolescence.
Yep.
For instance, the washing machine that we just had. It was like 5 years old and it broke so bad that it couldn't be repaired. So we had to literally find a really older washing machine, like a 20-year-old washing machine on Facebook Marketplace, paid half, and it works way better than the one we had in the first place.
Yep.
So
you just proved human design's prediction that technology doesn't get better, it gets worse. And the future looks more like the past. Everything you're saying is like, go back and get the older shit. It's better. Do the older shit.
That's what's going to have to happen. We have to, especially when, we have Uranus, like I was talking about last time, traveling through Gemini, which is our knowledge, and we're learning synthesis and ways to share new data. Like, I think our communication levels will be really working on the what's the word? Illiteracy issues a lot in the next 7 to 8 years.
Why you say that? Why?
Because it's a huge problem with the youth right now. So
do you think technology fucked their literacy problems now?
I was talking, this is coming from speaking to elementary school teachers and high school teachers at Friendsgiving last year.
Okay.
And these kids watch things, but they don't read.
Right.
They're not reading, they're watching.
Right.
So in some ways,
and they're listening, but they're not reading. More listening than reading.
It's, I think, more to do with AI assistants being overly relied on and cooking our brains than it is everything. Plus the fact that we're not writing with our hands anymore. We're not using handwriting anymore. And that decreases cognition and synthesis of data and impregnation into our, our memory. It just in one ear, out the other. And then we have a constant stream of data, but it's in one ear and out the other. And we're so used to having constant access to information that's cheap. We don't feel like we have to earn it anymore, and it's just not sticking. So I feel like the comprehension levels shrank along with our ability to pay attention. So in the future, short-term future, I feel like we're working on this crisis of communication, but also realizing that we have, like I said, new entities of consciousness that we have to make rights for. So we have to figure out how to be better humans alongside of making sure that we have distinctions between different living beings as far as like AI is concerned and what we consider an entity, another self-aware being.
Yeah.
It's all being reviewed in the next 7 to 8 years. So then we go into the home after that. Like, what are well, we already know that we had all the Pluto and Capricorn transit has been over for a year-ish now. Since January 2025, Pluto went into Aquarius for the the last and final time, and it's going to be there for like 20 some years or so. Like, it's a long ass transit. So all that Capricorn shit is still in some ways dying. Which is the established quid pro quo, the business style things, the way we sell, the way we the insurance structures, the bureaucracies, the lawmaking, the anything that has ABCD structure is going to be reformed. Uranus and Cancer will be opposing all of that stuff that we had going on when Pluto was in Capricorn, and we're going to be like, boom, 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 boom. It's going to be like rearrangement as it hits every single degree. We'll still be feeling reverberations from all of that all those years of Pluto and Capricorn being there. So it's not over. That axis is still getting worked once that happens. So I think that's when we're going to be starting to deal with architecture differently, being more holistic with our environment and being more concerned with being grounded, because we're going to see the mental health aspect being highlighted right before that. So now we're going to, go into the body and the nurturing as we go along,
Yeah. Oh, I have a question. All right. So the first one is okay. The first one is in human design, the future is extremely busy. Busy, 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 busy. But there's a different type of busyness. Everyone is going to be so busy with their own lives. It's extreme, like very, very busy, where like, how people kind of get together, have gatherings, etc. That doesn't mean that's gonna stop, but it's gonna drop dramatically according to human design. And I just wonder sometimes what you see. And then, like you mentioned, Uranus, and so Uranus is going into Gemini. What should we also expect? So those are the two questions. Do you see something in anywhere in the transits or in your psychic awareness of us being extremely busy in in the upcoming years, decades, etc.? And what are your forethoughts about Uranus and Gemini?
Well, it's already happening now, where I don't know if everybody else is feeling this way, but Uranus has been conjunct my moon and my Chiron for a little while now, even though it's late degree Taurus.
Yeah.
My moon is like 2 degrees, two degrees Gemini. My Chiron's 4 degrees, I think, or I could have it mixed up, but either way, it's early degrees. I'm feeling it right now. So the way I feel is probably the best way to interpret this, because it's happening for me already. I feel like I am fighting tooth and nail to keep my goals afloat, as far as anything that I identify with. I want to do this. I want to do that. I need this for me, because I'm getting a lot of like people. For instance, my sister's life changed, and she's not with her husband anymore, and she's not used to being alone. So there's another addition into my life of somebody that needs a little attention, needs a little bit of a little humanity being thrown her way. But the busyness doesn't cease. I am actually online. I have a lot of people hitting me up during the day, and a lot of people
Same,
waiting.
and I can't respond to all of them. Same.
There's just too many people wanting a piece of you, and that's going to be on a large scale. It's going to get worse. in a lot of ways, we're probably going to have to automate
Everything.
just about everything that and be filtering priority in conversation, because if you try to put everybody on an equal playing field right now, you're going to fucking kill yourself and you won't ever get anything done. It's going to drain you. We only have so many words inside of ourselves in one day. It's like going to the gym and emptying out your gas tank. You only have so much ATP in a day. What are you using it on? And you still have to go perform your job. I understand you have a fitness goal, but you can't be in the gym 6 hours a day and go do that unless you work at a gym.
Yeah.
Unless you're, so it's like, what the fuck? How do you hold on to your identity in the middle of so many things pulling you apart attention wise? Because it's not just talking to somebody, it's opening up a space in your heart to have an emotional connection in that moment with each person times 100, times 1,000.
Yeah.
And how many, not everybody is built for that type of interaction. That's me. I'm just like, I'm not built for that level of demand. I need to withdraw, have my own space and thoughts, and choose to come out of my hole when I'm ready. And, people in general, even as a business owner, they expect you to get back to them immediately, or they'll go to somebody else. So there's a competitive field mindset that's probably going to be increasing, but you still have to find a way to hold your ground and keep your nucleus of what keeps you running at your peak. Because if you give away all the pieces of yourself, we already know what's going to happen. There's nothing left to give, and nobody wants a piece of that. You become used, and nobody likes it. You used up person with bad boundaries. We see what happens. They just wind up more often than not on the street, wondering why the fuck society chewed them up and spat them out. Or like there's many other people like that are on the street just because they're sick and tired of the way society runs, and they'd rather be a rebel anyways, and this is the way they choose to live. Like there's different kinds of homelessness. But I did watch the news one time this last week, and they were filming about homelessness, so that's fresh on my mind, like from like 5 days ago.
The homeless are gonna better survive than those that are not. I'll tell you one thing: the homeless are, I think, in my personal opinion, homeless people are going to better survive the future than fucking folks that are in the home.
I don't see any reason to disagree with you on that, because I've been saying for years, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Pluto and Aquarius transit that's was creeping up and set itself in. I was saying that for years before that. It's people that have been at the lowest rungs of society, the people that have been considered slow, retarded, backwards, socially weird, broken, rebels, just the
autistic,
all the things. They're going to have a surprise role in society that we've never seen happen before. Unprecedented. So there's almost no way to say exactly how that's going to play out, but
the way human design says it, I'm gonna chime in on that one real quick. The way human design has predicted it, women are going to have more roles in leadership globally.
Which can be, I mean, we have to address the shadow feminine as well as the best qualities of feminine energy. So we have to be careful. Like one of the ways we can look at the recent past as an example, as a reflection on the future. Dark feminine energy was the COVID thing where they were telling us to stay away from everybody and wear masks and withdraw, and being so controlling over every aspect of our daily lives that had to do with physical touch, that had to do with oxytocin, making bonding with people. And I think that's a large reason for another reason for this epidemic of not knowing how to read with these
Well,
kids is
that's
because
crazy you say that, because
COVID.
dark feminine energy is going to continue, but quite ugly in the new epoch to come. You're not wrong, because it's feminine ahead. Please continue.
We have to pay attention to the warning signs of that feeling of social pressure that women can give to other women, and it's going to be something that we run on cattiness and jealousy a lot. One of the reasons why it's scary to hang out with women, and I don't have a lot of female friends, is it becomes a silent competition. So we have
Is
to
it
pay
because I'm
attention.
masculine, we get along so well? I'm masculine and we get along so well, huh?
Yeah, I'm 60 in my natal chart. I'm 60-40 masculine to 40% feminine.
Around 70.
But my brain and human design is very feminine. I run both. I can do both, but I edge more towards masculine, and I don't know that I operate as feminine as the circles of women that I've been in. I feel like I have a lot to learn about stillness and cultivating. There's just something that the beautiful side of women is being able to pause and drink things in and be sensual and take your time to make something and not move quickly, to be slower at making your point, making things just like sensual as fuck and on every level, and not having to speak quickly, just arriving in the moment and just staring each other in the eye and being present. That's very, very feminine as well. So there's this back and forth of learning to protect that in my mind constantly. That's something I struggle with, and that's one of the things I've been working on for a long time is being as regimental about my rest as I am about my work, my like working out or being in contact.
You are teaching me that.
Driving.
You're reteaching me that again about being regimented in rest and work.
It's so valuable and important to remember that even though you are a masculine running woman, to protect the softness, you have to use your inner masculine to protect the softness inside of you, and actually use your nose. Use your nose, not right now, and really mean it. And give people another schedule, another opportunity to meet with you if you desire to, but don't always be available. You have to really, 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 nobody. I will have to drill this in. This is something for the future as much as it is for now. Nobody's going to be minding your time for you and respect what you need. You have to voice it, and then get up and move away from people and not allow another moment of your time to be taken. People will take as much as you give them. And they won't ever be like, oh, okay, well, thank you, I'll let you go now. They won't. They'll use you
suck
up.
you dry if you let them.
This is something, again, we're going to be in contact with more people at a higher rate, and you're going to feel bad turning people down to protect yourself. But we have to use our inner masculine to protect the feminine energy coming up, and it's going to be going both ways. I grew up with a very toxic feminine relationship with my mother and my sister. Like, it was a very strange, probably golden child scapegoat dynamic. I'm not a therapist. I don't really want to get into the therapist speak. I don't give a fuck. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who gives a shit? Everybody had a fucked up background. But when it comes to mother wounds, they go deeper. Feminine wounds are insidious. I don't want to say deeper than the father wound, but there's this level of identity or identification that you have taken from you if you don't have healthy relationships with the feminine, and you continue to turn that around and wound everybody around you. You give birth, you're the portal, you set the tone for certain things out, inside of the container that masculines are supposed to create for you.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
It's the heartbeat that you can be racing, a racing heartbeat, or you can be the calming, regulating mother to child heartbeat.
Yeah.
Type feminine energy. And men, when they display their feminine energy, are going to need to do it slightly differently. And I think a masculine coach is going to be a lot better at teaching men how to deal with the feminine future. I feel like men better teach men in some ways when it comes to the polarities, because I don't know how it feels to wear a man costume and have to tap into my feelings.
Since you're there, how do you feel relationships will be in the future between the feminine and the masculine from your psychic awareness?
I'm afraid for the feminine. I'm afraid for certain things about women being erased.
What?
I'm not sure. There's and it's kind of, I don't want to get political here, but I feel like when we do away with a structure for two-spirit and try to bring I don't know how to say it because it sounds really fucked up, but I'm not trying to go there. I don't want to get canceled here. But women have a hard time saying women without getting told they're cis, or people with uteruses. The meaning of a woman has been stretched to include two spirits, which should be their own thing and should be honored. Two spirit meanings, the trans people. But I feel like the structure of femininity in and of itself has been trampled on for eons, and we're almost erased at this point because we can't even say I'm a woman without being feared of being attacked for being non-inclusive. So at this point, I feel like we have a journey ahead of us when as the feminine is uprising. I feel like we're going to have to use more descriptives, more detailed descriptives for genders than we currently have. And I feel like femininity needs to be outlined in a difference with womanhood. There will be more distinctions, I believe, in the future. So when it comes to relationships, in terms of that, it's men and women in relationships roles, I feel like are being hammered out in a way that have never been hammered out before. So we talk about trad wives, trad relationships, and I think a secret third thing is being built right now that is more equinamitous than
I love what you said. The third
with.
thing. I love what you said. There was a third thing. We're not going to
So
go there.
We don't quite know the shape of it yet, and it's hard to have the vocabulary to say it correctly. That's why I'm a little dicey about saying it the way it feels right now, because I think we're going to have a whole new vocabulary for relationship structures and genders in general in the future. We won't be persons. We will have correct names for each individual body part. We just literally recently mapped out the clitoris and all of the nerve endings in it. And we've had a model for all of the nerve endings for the masculine anatomy, the male anatomy, since 1998. But we really just genuinely recently, I saw it pop up on my Facebook feed yesterday, have a map now for the nerve endings in the female anatomy that we've never seen, never had before, which means it changes surgeries, it changes results, it changes medicine. We are in the stone ages of women's medicine currently.
Because
We have not had any research being done in a real fashion until the last 10 years or so. They're only now starting to test feminine products with actual blood, and where they were doing it with like blue liquid or whatever before. So it's a whole new world as far as women's medicine to be untapped, and that's going to change relationship in ways that we don't have ways to quantify yet. Once we have a less medical mystery around the female body and how it works, the more answers and more accountability we're going to have with things like maternity leave, or the possibility some countries do give people employee breaks for having a period, or if they have a real bad condition like endometriosis, which honestly needs to happen. It needs to be acknowledged. Like
endometriosis is kind of crazy. When I saw a video about it, like how it moves, it's obviously living. So how it moves and so forth, it's like someone had declared, is it a cancer or what?
It's very much like cancer in most ways, except for one. And it's the type of cellular mutation that happens in cancer that does not happen, but it moves in very similar ways, where it tricks your body to allow lesions to grow all over and anywhere in your body, anywhere. It's not just something you have to deal with your uterus. That's why a lot of endometrial surgeries aren't successful, because whatever's causing your cells to mutate will still be in other places in your body. There's no real way to decrease that entirely in your body. So
can I recommend something?
Yeah.
There's something called AmpCoil, AmpCoil. I know this sounds pretty unconventional, but really it's back into the past. AmpCoil help people with everything from cancer to Lyme disease. AmpCoil is the Tesla coil. And you literally control it sounds woo-woo. It's not woo-woo. Katie, is the past, in the future, in the now.
Okay.
So AmpCoil is AmpCoil, one word. And this is to help you. This is to help others. But hopefully we'll be able to get you. But even if you can't afford it to get it now, you can go to places around the world and people have the actual AmpCoil, and you can have sessions, free sessions. You can keep coming back for free sessions and having the AmpCoil, using it to test it out and so forth. People with like real chronic issues, they walk away feeling brand new. Like, we have been sleeping on sonic resonance. Sonic resonance is what built sound resonance. If sound resonance can build the doggone Egyptian freaking pyramids and keep it there forever and a day, what the fuck you mean to tell me it can't, sound resonance can't restructure the body to go back to its norm and irritate the hell of what's not norm out? Because we are more bacteria than we are human, right? As the saying goes, and it is pretty proven. And my point of bringing AmpCoil up is that's an ancient science that's been brought to modern times. I just want to bring
I love that. And I just looked it up in my browser and put a pin in that for later to do some research and find more out.
You can see YouTube too. Yeah.
Everything is vibrational.
Yes.
Everything. It's plants. We've proven how plants have their own vibration, because we've put little diodes on them and they make music. We can hear it now. So everything has a vibration, including music, of course, music. So of course, why wouldn't we want to be attuning with that included? I mean, this is ancient, so yeah, I feel like along with back kind of to our relationships to everything is going to be changing and getting deeper. So I don't think, as far as marriage is concerned, there'll always be marriage, but I feel like our version of marriage now will be an antiquated thing where they'll look at it as archaic and glad that type of relationship structure no longer exists. I feel like we're going to be in a lot of ways changing dating
Mm-hmm.
and how we meet,
Yes.
whether it's forced or not, because I feel like everybody's been prepared for a giant dip in the internet, like
Yeah.
at some point the internet's going to shut down, and we've been
Well,
hearing that for
it's funny you say
years.
that because like human design had predicted that the internet will start to become less and less of a thing. Anytime soon, no. But it's happening. It's gonna happen.
People are unplugging on purpose, and it'll be like how, all of a sudden Generation Z and Alpha and a little bit of millennials have all decided to not drink all of a sudden, and that's freaking the
Like
alcohol companies
alcohol?
out. Yeah, a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of there's a lot of
Yeah,
a
there's a dip
huge wave.
now. There's a
Yeah,
dip
that's what
now.
I'm saying. So it'll be
There's a
just
dip
like
in drinking, there's a dip in sex, there's a dip in marriage. Please continue.
these things will be restructured
Yep.
through because we're including the internet. We're sick and tired of the way it is. We're tired of being sold to at the rate we're being sold to. All these ads, this constant barrage. People are tired of being used for UGC, even though they're trying to get on the train and try to have an easier life. It seems like the only way we can make money right now is not through being employed, but through UGC, honestly, because that's just what it looks like
That's what they've
right
been
now.
programming us
That's
for
what
sure.
they want you to feel like. That's what they want. That's the narrative. You either have to do OnlyFans or you have to do selling products on TikTok. Otherwise, you can't make it in this economy.
And
That's
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 so
the
nice.
lie that they're selling. So I
This is
think
why the
we're
future is
seeing it.
creative, because we have to create. We're created completely.
We're in the middle of well, we're in the beginning talking stages of how to flip the script, and
Come
that's
on.
this is the way it gets done. Is we spread new ideas like this, like right now, through just free form speaking. Long form content is a way to combat the brain rot.
Yep.
We have to
Yep.
stick and stay in that. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions that I didn't answer of yours already. Did I answer everything
Yep.
so
You
far?
answered relationships. Oh, wait, Uranus and Gemini. What will that look like in advance? And when is it supposed to come on? Do you remember?
I'll get the exact date. It's soon.
See what I'm saying? Trying to get our girl going.
Uranus and Gemini dates. So it's already visited from July 7th to November 7th, 2025. So if you remember from July to November in 2025,
Yeah.
and so that period had already had a Uranus and Gemini flavor. The retrograde back to Taurus has been since November 7th, 2025, and will end on the 25th of April. So this month, 2026. And then
Oh,
it will be in Gemini from 2026, April 25th, 2026 to August 3, 2032.
wait.
So it
2032?
2032. This is a long
That's the, I'm for that.
So
I ain't
that's what we're
arguing.
talking. This is the period of time we're talking about. So if you remember from last July to November, how your brain felt.
Girl, I was fucked. I didn't want to, I didn't, I'll tell you how fucked I was. I didn't want to do anything traditional. I didn't want to do anything, like, I didn't want to work. I didn't want to do the kind of work we've done for the
Yeah,
last few decades. So I wanted to be
all of
free.
that's over. All of that's over. New ways of communicating, new ways of working, new ways of selling, new ways of communicating. All things communicating. And Uranus is rebellion. It's the sudden events that appear to tear everything apart, but it's rebuilding something at the end of the day. It's sudden, super sudden, life-changing great news or super sudden, life-changing terrible news. Either way, they're often the same thing.
Yeah.
Either way. So that's the kind of type shit we're dealing with, but it's going to be a longer term this time because it's not going to retrograde back into Taurus. So right now, Uranus and Taurus is finishing off the financial instabilities. We've been watching it change the beauty structure, where we went from the 2016 super packed on makeup to the natural face, the neutral, like just clean skincare became a thing in Uranus during Uranus and Taurus. So now Uranus is transforming everything that financially just got shook down. Now we're having to deal with what are we going to do? Let's make a plan. Let's write things down. Let's start communicating to other local areas, because Gemini is local politics, local
smaller
work,
penta,
smaller travel, short distance travel, but it's shaking things up locally so that
what
things
would that look like for
continue to
formal
grow.
education? Because Gemini is like third house is formal education. What would that look like for formal education? So that's the communication.
Part of it, yeah, it is part of it. I don't think honestly, it's hard to say, because the online thing has changed the education system so fucking much already. But I feel like we're going to be snapping back, because we're having to rely less on the internet, because I think that's going to become more unreliable for certain, either through
For most of life, because life is
shutdowns.
changing.
It's either, I think that instead of full on shutdowns, it's more likely that we're going to have allowed hours of usage of the internet during the day. That's more likely to happen than a complete shutdown, because that wouldn't be totally useful. They have to keep us on some kind of bait. So we're going to only have certain sanctioned times on the internet in a day, probably more like rationed times of being online. So that's going to change the way we educate. There's probably going to be a renaissance back to face-to-face teaching.
That makes sense.
Probably. Yes and no reuptake on physical books. I feel like people have not totally given up having libraries.
Because I mean, you got Uranus and Gemini. You know what I'm saying? You're uniting technology with communication.
I think there's going to be a rebellion of technology in the communication. It's just going to be branching out in a way that
disruption.
Somebody's going to create something that we've never dealt with before, as far as perhaps an osmosis type of learning, where it'll be a little bit more like, do you remember, what's the movie I'm thinking? The Matrix. Okay, remember how they would download in the Matrix?
Yeah.
Like new skills, like flying a helicopter, you just download the skill. I think that's more likely towards the end of the Uranus and Gemini transit. What we're going to be enjoying is, as far as learning, is going to be implanted knowledge, quickly learned, and more like a download, more plug and play knowledge. Unfortunately, I think that's more likely to happen, but I still think we're going to have a renaissance towards teaching and application, because the experience will be more valued as we go along. Because you can get a PDF downloaded into your consciousness all day and all night, but technique is still going to be something humans have to teach each other.
See, now you got me thinking about Neuralink. You know what I mean? How Neuralink kicks into all of this.
I don't know too much about it, but I know that's probably what they were talking about on Coast to Coast AM in the 90s. With Art Bell. They were always talking, like, growing up, I would go to all these like biblical, like prophecy Bible studies and stuff, especially around Y2K. So we would always talk about the mark of the beast being in the forehead and in the hand, and how that's going to affect buying and selling. So something like Neuralink is going to be immediately called the mark of the beast. Immediately, always. They're always going to be very skeptical about that. They were calling, I'm hiccuping. They were calling the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, the mark of the beast too. There's just something they're always going to say.
Yeah.
So just having that in mind, there's going to be people that will always divorce themselves from that, and there will be people that go ahead and get the capability. But I feel like not every it's truthfully, I feel like there will be a Neuralink for a while, but it's going to be like a BlackBerry. It'll be useful.
That's funny because last night I told my guy and friends, I said, I want a BlackBerry because I'm trying to get away. I don't want to use the internet and everything on my phone no more.
Yeah, there's things I would love not to have available to me on my phone anymore.
Because I just don't want to be consuming my time on that. So that's interesting to say that.
It's consuming us as much as we're consuming it.
And it's not getting us anywhere, to be honest.
No, it's just treading. It's what it is. It's a hamster wheel for humanity. And I think we're going to see that and rebel against that, and also try to use it to our greatest advantage, but continue to be pulling away from it. And I think population density is going to change too. I feel like eco housing is going to be different. We're going to be more friendly to building in deserts. Like the Mojave is going to get real population boomy all of a sudden.
That's funny because like in human design, we're meant to transition from hardscapes to landscapes. That's a landscape.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't know about cataclysms. I don't think that we're going to be dealing with anything within the next, and with Uranus and Gemini, we're probably going to be seeing more cyclones, more hurricanes, more air-based type shakeups, where Uranus and Taurus brought us fires on fires on fires on fires and earthquakes and some volcanoes. I feel like we're going to be having more air type natural disasters for the next, you know what I'm saying? Until 2036, we're more air type stuff for sure.
Airborne shit. Plane.
So that's going to be causing issues with the internet. So it's going to become unreliable, and something about it's going to be rationed.
I think you also just mentioned exactly what. It's funny you said air because that's nuclear. You know what I'm talking about? Nuclear weapons, nuclear issues. Because what we foresee, some of me and my friends foresee is invasions. But I'm not trying to fearmonger here.
No, my whole philosophy about invasions and war is so fucking what? Because as
what can you do?
We've been privileged in America to not have to deal with that, but every other goddamn country on this planet has had to deal with it. So what? So we get a taste of our own medicine. So we have to deal with that too. So we have to. So what? Like we are the global spoiled child. It's going to come around.
Katie, you know what the hell you're talking about, girl. Yeah, you know what the hell you're talking about. But no, when you talk about airborne, yeah, I agree.
I think we've been told long time from now, even Nostradamus said that there's going to be 2 upper respiratory infections within 20 years or so. Sylvia Brown, the psychic, said it as well. So, I don't recall that Ellen White said anything of that nature specifically. I'd have to go look, but there's things that we already can feel coming, that we're already getting prepared for. So more air, more lungs, more bad oxygen.
I mean, that's what happened with COVID.
Yeah.
Think about it. But you know what else too? I love that you said that, because in human design, the prediction for what's to come is definitely going to be epidemic proportions, and it's supposed to hit between it's interspecies.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, like you said, I think we talked about this a little bit, but it's supposed to prevent us from wanting to eat other animals because the animals have changed. You get what I'm saying? They've changed and mutated, so there's something going on with the mutation there that makes humans want to reject it. And then the children, we already talked about this, but the children born 2027 afterwards, they don't want to eat meat. They reject that too because they have mutated. We're talking about mutation in air. We're talking about mutation in species too.
I think microplastics are a huge catalyst for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Huge. It's not just nuclear. I mean, microplastics, airborne microplastics are a big part of that too. I don't know if you've ever like looked at a sunbeam in your house and you can see like little fibers floating in the air in the
Yes.
sunbeam.
Yes, I have.
A lot of those fibers are plastic, and we've been seeing that our whole lives. So we inhale it all the time. We don't even know. You know, some of it's other skin cells floating in the air, other debris, but we have a lot more of this plastic stuff going on than we ever really thought about. And it's years. So that could, you know, very well help cause new bacteria or new like mutations of some
all that mutate. I mean, everything's mutating. Everything's mutating anyway. And when you said that there was going to be scale down on in the population, I agree.
I just had a thought that was terrifying. Like, what if these peptides people are taking, getting into the water through our excretions, cause some sort of mutations in nature as well? That's a very interesting. I don't know any.
Hey, I don't know.
That's just something that crossed my mind.
Not impossible.
It's my job. I'm just here to talk. Like I'm just saying what's coming across my mind. And if that's the case, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see on that one because I don't know how peptides work well enough to be able to follow that one.
Now you're gonna be thinking because it's funny because I have some peptides, but I don't take it often because I recognize certain peptides. It doesn't synthesize well until you have another something else to make it work and operate and synthesize into the body. And I'm like, and I'm just taking a bunch of empty nonsense for what?
It's so like playing with a soundboard to me in my mind. It's like you're upping switches and downing switches, and we're not sure what the entire wiring fully works like. It scares me because again, we look at women as small men in a lot of case studies still. So we treat women's bodies a certain way. So we don't even have data that we should have for peptides on women's bodies in general. And a lot of these don't have a lot of deep studies anyway. So that should just in general scares me a little bit, but does it sound really cool to have a copper peptide? Fuck yeah. Have I done any research in endometriosis to see if there's peptides that could help flip switches on that? Absolutely. And I don't have any conclusions yet, but I might at some point try something, but I'm already really disordered with my eating. So I'm a little bit afraid to do something that quiets the food noise because then I would probably forget to eat it all.
I got you. Don't mess up my girl's biology, please.
You know what I'm saying? But I would only do it if I could like be still in my soul about how it might help with the endo, honestly.
Yeah, that's the main
thing I'm most interested in.
Especially in the mutation of everything. Hey, I have a question before we wrap things up then. Since we're on blood type, see, my girl's body is even snitching around. Like it's time to wrap up. Have you gone 100% B blood type?
No.
Can I suggest that you try just go 100% to see? Hey, 3-5. We're experimenting. Especially until your period to see how you operate in your next period.
I've gotten close. It's just extremely difficult not to like because wheat is in my nose and I have an extremely difficult time not having a sandwich or burrito.
Okay.
It's just like that usually is the crux of things. I can get all the meat, all the eggs. I can get all the goat milk, all the goat yogurt, goat cheese. Yeah. There was a huge when Trader Joe's first opened up nearby, I was buying only exclusively B, B negative stuff. Not that negative has anything to do with it. It's just the B blood type.
Yeah, B blood type. Yeah.
Every single time it would be like, even the watermelon during the summer, girl, like I can't not eat watermelons on my no list. And
it's cold.
If I don't eat the watermelon, I don't feel hydrated and I'm dying in the California heat.
That's why you do better at night.
Just like
that you eat hot at night.
I'd rather eat cold fruit and drink some hot tea than like not have the cold fruit. So I have a hard time with watermelons even on my no list. So it's just like it's like I get into the just not wanting to eat at all because it's so difficult to eat as a B. It like makes me stressed out.
You can have
it's not supposed to be that stressful.
No, it did that to me too. When all I had to eat was cold, I was stressed, girl. Like the first 3 to 4 years, I was annoyed. And then it became, oh, okay. That's part of deconditioning. So I understand. I'm not pressuring you. I'm not trying to make it hard on my girl. I was just wondering what it'll look like for your endo.
I wonder what it would look like for my endo too if I could be successful at it.
Well,
because I really want to know what it feels like. I want to know what it feels like.
Because I do want to be disciplined, and because what we're doing is like, girl, something woke up in me. I was like, yeah. I haven't even started my, ladies of the month thing yet, but it's soon coming, and I just been contemplating on like what me and you have organized, and I was like, the future of fitness, I'm so curious about, but we're not going to discuss it anymore. We're going to cut this off because we're going to let my girl go because she can't be sitting down all doggone day, and it's incorrect for her body.
It's not fitness oriented.
And same with mine. I'm standing up now on a stand-up desk. Peace to all you lovely people. Thank you, Katie. You're fucking honored. You've been a blessing. So you know how to catch Katie. Hit her up.
That's right. It'll be in the description box. I'm Sui Generous Regenerate everywhere, and Katie Shasky on Facebook. So come find me.
Peace to Locks on Instagram and on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Peace, y'all.
Love you. All right.
Love you, baby.
Love you too.